Hello everyone. Surprised? Yes, I literally broke my iPhone. So last year when the new release of iPhones happened, I was so excited and I got my 10s Max. This was the one. Unfortunately, just a few months into buying the new one, I just dropped it right on the street, and this is what happened. The back, yeah, the back part of that, it just crashed. A beautiful crack. Well, yeah, I just went to the shop and I tried to fix it. Like, I asked them about it, like how much it would cost me to fix that one. And they said it would be an outrageous price of $500, which I felt was too much. Well, being an avid user of Apple iPhones and being a content maker, I thought, well, let me just wait for the new release. And that's what I did. I just waited for the 11 series and I went and bought my new iPhone. So I'm sure you all will be wondering why so many iPhones here. The iPhones have been so good. Any new release and I would just go try to grab them. So I have used 4, 5, 6, 10. I have a 10R2 which is doing the recording right now. So I literally do a lot of content creation. So most of my contents, in fact all of my contents are done by the videos on iPhone, and I have pictures taken for my Instagram account. These are so beautiful pictures which the iPhone captures. So here is my new iPhone, the 11 Pro Max, always in the cool bag. So let us look at what is inside this cool bag here. I have something extra this time. So yes, here comes that's the new iPhone, the 11 Pro Max. It looks really beautiful. As usual, they have it in a nice cover, packed really good. And along with this, I have got case too. Yes, this time I decided to buy a case because last time I got my iPhone, it was such a beautiful iPhone. Unfortunately, it fell from my hand and it has a big crack on the back side. And as I have this crack, I was not even able to trade in since it's on the back and it costs a lot. Yeah, the trade-in was not literally possible. So this time I decided that I'm going to put a nice beautiful case for my iPhone to keep it really safe. I don't want it to crack. So I have my son here today and he likes iPhones a lot and he does a lot of research on iPhones. So he's going to help me with the unboxing of the iPhone. So yeah, let's watch that.
So this here is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Apple on the 12th of September announced the iPhone 11 series. They have the iPhone 11, the iPhone 11 Pro, and the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The iPhone 11 is the successor to the iPhone XR. The iPhone 11 Pro is a successor to the XS, and the larger variant of it, the iPhone 11 Pro Max, which is what we have here, is the successor to the XS Max that we had showed you a little bit earlier. So this iPhone 11 Pro Max that we bought is in midnight green. It's a new colorway that Apple released for this phone. Before this, they still have the space gray, the white color, and the gold color that they've always had, and the colors that they had for the XS Max and the 10 series. So the phone we have here is a larger, it's a 256 gigabyte memory phone, because for content creation what we need larger memory space, and especially since this phone is capable of shooting 4K 60 FPS videos, we need more space for that. The case is in forest green color and this one's in midnight green color. As you probably heard right now, they're both green and they should look nice together. I'll unbox this later. I'm just going to put it to the side for now. So this iPhone, it comes in 3 different variations for the memory storage. The base model has a 64 gigabyte, and the one we have here is a 256 gigabyte version, which costed $1,249, and the most expensive one is a 512 gigabyte version, which is almost $1,500. And the base model, the 64 gigabyte one, is $1,099. So the box is really easy to open. Unlike the other stuff that I've opened before, all I have to do is pull this lever. I mean, it's flat, so I'm gonna open it now. Right. This side. So that's the box. It's a nice black color box, quite different. The older iPhones have white color boxes, and this is a nice box. Okay, I'm gonna take off the cover. Alright, so this here is the iPhone 11 Pro Max in midnight green. As you can, I'll talk more about this in a second. I'm gonna put the box right here. So this is in midnight green. I was a little hesitant to buy this color initially because generally I think of green phone. I don't really like green phones in general, but this doesn't have a super green look. It's a slightly grayish green kind of look, and I think it looks very great. So one thing that I noticed, and I want to compare it to the old phone, the XS Max, the one that came right before, is the back. So as you can see here, the glass in the back is broken for the old one, and what I specifically noticed is the new phone, when you feel it, it doesn't feel like glass at all. It feels more like plastic, but then at the same time, it is glass. And what I think it does is that it makes it a lot more durable so that you won't end up with a situation like this, where you can't trade it in and you get no money out of it. And even though it is feeling plastic, it still does allow conduction charging, so it's still it does support wireless charging, just like the past few Apple iPhones. The screen of the phone, it's almost the same as last year. It's a regular old OLED display. I'm gonna take off this strap. Oof. Right. So let's compare the screens real quick. So I'm not turning it on yet, but they're the same screen. There's no major difference to that. But the big difference in this phone and the last year's phone is the back. Yeah, I'm talking about the camera bump. So this iPhone 11 Pro Max, as you can see, has 3 different cameras. The old XS Max has only 2. So what did Apple do this year? What Apple did is, the third camera, which is this one, the additional camera, is for shooting ultra-wide pictures. That's the ultra-wide camera, that's the wide camera, and the telephoto camera. This one can be used for wider, more immersive pictures than what you could do with the XS Max, or any of the older ones. So what this ultra-wide camera does is when we take scenic pictures or videos, it makes it a lot more immersive, larger, and a big scale picture or video. And that's actually very important for our content, and I'll be using this for taking videos now. Alright, so let's continue unboxing then. So inside this box, as usual, there's a charger cable, there's an adapter, and there's the Apple EarPods, as I'll show you in just a second. And of course the manual, which is in here, along with the Apple stickers. So these are the Apple EarPods. And something that they did this year that's different is the charging cable. Before, what they used to have is, of course, the regular lightning that goes to the end of the iPhone. That hasn't changed. But then Apple is changing something, and they're actually using USB-C ports on the adapter. So they're ditching the old USB 3.0 that they used to have, and the end of this cable now is a USB-C slot. C port, as you can see here. The other end is still Lightning, so you can still use the older chargers on this, but it'll be more of a trouble when you're trying to connect it to your computer or your PC, because you need a USB-C port then. So I'm gonna take out the charging cable real quick, just so I can show you how different it is this year. So it looks like a regular old charging cable, but then there's a key difference. No, the lightning port that goes into the phone still stays the same, but then the difference is that the other end now is a USB-C port, and the end that connects to the charger is the adapter is the USB-C port. With another thing that you can notice is that the adapter is a lot chunkier and larger now, which is annoying and not user-friendly at all. So I'll show you the older one. This one's the older, smaller, more easier to use the USB adapter that you can stick into your wall outlets. As you see here, it uses USB. This one's USB-C. Now, when you put these side by side, you can see that the new one is almost double the size of the old one. And that's not good. I think that's very annoying, and it's harder to transport. It may not be that much bigger, but it's still clunky, chunky, and people don't like that. Now, for the cable, I'll show you the new cable and the old cable. The old cable had the USB 3.0 usually, and the new cable has a USB-C port at the end. The other side, it still remains the same, lightning ports, and on the iPhone it's also still the lightning, so it goes in regularly as usual. So you can use, once again, you can use the older chargers and it would work, but then it's just an annoying conversion and it's not something that I totally appreciate. Besides that, the other thing that Apple also gives their Apple EarPods included with every phone. The design of this has not changed, it's still the same. There's no major differences, it's still lightning at the end, which goes into the port. I'll take it out real quick just so I can show you. Hold on, there you go. So yeah, the usual lightning cable and the same design that they've been using for many years now. So the last little thing that's included in this box is the user manual. So the user manual right here has details and information on how to use the phone. Along with this, the little SIM pin that you can use to remove the SIM. This one, it's technically dual SIM because one of them is an eSIM. Same as the older iPhone XS Max or the XS. This is more just paperwork. And finally, they have the little stickers that you can stick anywhere conveniently. Let me really quickly check if there's anything else that's in the box. It's a nice and airtight box. So yeah, there's nothing. This is the nice little Apple box that they give. So there you have it. That's the iPhone 11 Pro Max. So as I had said before, this time, because of the issue that happened last time with my with the iPhone XS Max, where the back was back cracked, we decided to buy a nice little case for it. So I'm gonna take the case. So this here is a 4-screen iPhone 11 Pro Max leather case. I'm gonna open it up right now. It's pretty easy to open up this case. All you have to do is just pull really hard and you get the nice leather case. I'm gonna take it out right now. So there's a little bit on mounting instructions right here. Basically, you just mount it. Close that. So this is the case. As you can see, it's a nice green color and it matches well with the midnight green iPhone 11 Pro Max. I'm gonna put it on just so we can see how it is. Make sure all corners are nice and tight and snug. So yeah, the back fits really well. Make sure that you gotta remember there's 3 cameras now, so you can't use your old cases on this because of the 3 cameras. So this is the phone with the case on. As you see, it fits really well here because Apple designed it and Apple made it specifically for their phone. And there's a nice signature Apple logo. And as you can see, the color matches really well and it looks really pretty. And that's actually the reason why we bought the nice green color case instead of like the black, which is a nice and simple case. Nice and fit, nice snug fit. So to turn it on, as usual, you just hold that button, the power button. The Apple logo, whenever you turn it on, you can always see it. It's just taking a little while to start up because this is the first time we're turning it on since we bought it and took it out of the covers. So here we are. The iPhone 11 Pro Max. It says hello in a lot of languages and it says swipe up to start, I think. Okay, we're gonna pick English. The country or region. I'm gonna set up manually because that's how I like to do it, and if necessary you could always just use iTunes and restore a backup from before, so it's not that hard. So now you connect to the Wi-Fi. So it connected real quick and it's just activating the phone right now. So this is a little bit about data and privacy. We just have to hit continue. Face ID, which is a feature that they have. We're gonna do it later. Apple, for this phone, has improved their Face ID. It replaces Touch ID just like the last one. What they did this time though is they made sure that Face ID is faster and also you can do it from more angles, which is a very great thing for many people using it. We'll set it up later. So I have to create a passcode. For now, I'm just gonna do a generic 4-digit passcode. 9876. So it's just taking a second to just activate the phone. So these are just how they want me to transfer my purchases and my apps. For now, I'm just going to not do anything. We can do all that later from my PC, so it's pretty easy. So Apple ID, you can connect to it. Basically, just enter in your email there, and you can connect to it. So I have to do that right now. So. Okay, so I just entered in my Apple ID and logged in. So this is just about Apple ID's two-factor authentication. It just makes it a more secure for you to use your Apple ID when you log in. For now, I don't need it. Maybe later. Okay, it's setting up. There's terms and conditions as usual. Just click agree. So it's the express settings, the basic settings. We'll just click continue and keep moving. So this is just updating the phone. We'll just update manually. It's just taking a second. Hold on. So this is Apple Pay. Now Apple also has their own credit card that you can use with Apple Pay. We don't use that, so we'll just set it up later. Siri, everyone knows that's the voice assistant. So we'll just set that up later too. Screen time, which is a feature that Apple has now, where you can measure how much time you're spending on your phone. We'll set that up later too. App analytics, this is it's sharing data with them. We just probably won't share. I think that's the best. True Tone display. So this is so Apple's newer phones are capable of adjusting the display based on the ambient lighting around it. So we are going to use it just because it looks better. You can easily turn it off from settings. So this is the light or darker appearance. We're gonna go for light. The zooming, how close you want the things to be and how large you want it to appear. We're gonna go for standard. All of this can be adjusted in the settings anyway, so it's not a big deal. Continue. So these are just instructions on how to use the phone, and now it's here. So we swipe up, and this is the new iPhone 11 Pro Max with all the basic standard Apple applications that they give. And so here's the iPhone 11 Pro Max. The features inside, the applications, all that, it's quite similar to the iPhone XS Max or the XS. They're all around the same. There isn't any new things, so if you're used to that, you'll be pretty used to this too. The controls, how to get the controls center, all. So here is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. It's very similar to the XS Max based on features and applications inside. If you're used to using the XS, the 10, they're all the same. You know, you go for the control center, turn up brightness. There's no difference to it. It's pretty easy to use. And if you have any questions, always there's the nice little manual that Apple provides in the little box here, in the little cover here. And this manual has all the information that you need. And also a lot of information, you can find it online nowadays, so you probably won't even need to use it. And then finally, a little bit about the SIM. So to stick the SIM in, the newer iPhones like this one has an electronic SIM with it. So you can insert your SIM right here through this hole right here. Through this slot right here using this pin. And you can convert it into an eSIM, and you won't have to keep the SIM in here, which is a great thing. And which makes it also a dual SIM phone. The earpods that they have, the usual headphones, they go into the lightning jack as usual, and they work perfectly and have great audio quality too. The charger, the newer charger, which has USB-C, along with its adapter, which is bigger and chunkier, and a little annoying to use, has the USB-C port, but the lightning side still stays the same, and there's no change to that. your attention up. So there you have it. This is the iPhone 11 Pro Max. Now the booting up was very easy. It was easy to set it up, and with your basic settings, it's pretty quick and pretty easy to use, and you can already get started on it. Now I have the very tedious task of moving all the stuff from my old phone onto this, and it's gonna take me an hour or so. But either way, it's a great phone, and I like it. It looks great. So if you have any questions, any issues, please comment below. I'll do my best to answer them.
So that was about my new iPhone, the 11 Pro Max. It's a really beautiful one with the extra cameras. I'm going to really like this phone, I'm sure. Yeah, so it's got the new charger, the cable, and it has the earphones, and yeah, they all look so amazing. I hope you all like the unboxing part of iPhone 11 Pro Max. Please subscribe to my channel and please share with your friends as well. Thanks for watching.